Have you ever done a yoga practice and wished you could go just a little bit deeper to get a little more mobility without hurting yourself? That's exactly what this practice is going to be. It's a functional approach to yoga. So we're taking yoga and just adding real life movement to it today. Let's get started. I am using a chair simply as a balance assistant. But if you need to do this practice seated, please follow what's best for your body. All right, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing with my upper torso right now. My hands are going to go up overhead, and I am going to simply hip hinge forward, which means I'm moving from my hip slightly forward. And now as you're breathing, looking up and bringing those thumbs behind your head and breathing, hinging forward. And now sweeping those arms overhead. Follow your body's limitations or capabilities. Up overhead. That's lovely. Bring those arms down. Now let's take your right leg and bring it forward. One step. I'm going to hip hinge forward, and I am simply going to breathe. All right, now let's take this a little bit deeper and really release the backside of the body. My hands are going to swing down and point behind my ankles towards the floor or the grass or the sand, wherever you may be practicing. Beautiful. Notice what you're feeling. Step together. And now my left foot is going to go one step in front of my right. I am going to hip hinge forward. You'll feel some lengthening happening in the back side of that left leg. And now, reach your hands forward very slightly. And I'm going to turn sideways. And now, fingers are pointing towards the floor slightly behind your left leg. You're breathing here. And again, if you need the chair to help you balance, one hand is hanging on. One more breath here. Beautiful job. Come upright. Let's get a little more mobility in our spine. Your feet are a little bit greater than hip width apart. Arms are out at shoulder height, and we are simply going to rotate our upper body so that you're facing one side. Breathe here. And come back to center. Same thing, twisting the opposite way. Rotate. And bring it back to center one more time. Rotating right. And come center, rotating left. And center. Let's bring your feet a little bit closer than hip width apart. Let me get on some level ground here. We are going down into chair, which is just like doing a squat. If you are using your chair for balance assist, one hand is on the armrest or the seat. And our tush is trying to find an imaginary chair behind us. Very good. This hand simply reaches up. And now behind. Reaches up. And now behind, one more time, reaching up, giving that upper spine a gift of more mobility. And hands on your thighs. Straighten your knees. And now you are in a tabletop position by releasing your hands towards the floor. And I will turn sideways if you're using your chair for balance assist. One or both hands are on the seat. And now let's bring one arm up to shoulder height and swing that arm through, pointing to the back wall. As I sweep my arm forward, my hips are shifting forward. As I sweep that arm behind, my hips go the other way. One more time, sweep forward and back. Beautiful job. All right, I am going to go to the opposite side of my chair. Pardon my stuffy nose. It's a little cool out here today. All right, but it's sunny, so it's nice to be outside. I have hip hinged from my hip. My right arm now is sweeping up to shoulder height. I have shifted my weight into my right leg and sweep back. Shift the weight to the right leg, reach forward. Shift the weight to the left, reach back. One more time, shift and reach back. Come back to center, come upright, and would you march for a moment? Just get rid of any tension that might be stored in your legs. We are next going to go into a hip stretch. So I am going to be standing beside my chair. My right leg is going to be my stance leg. My left foot is going to cross the right and be perched simply on the toes. Bend your knees and come down into that chair position once more. Holding it here. We are creating more mobility in this left hip at the moment. Press up, uncross your legs, and let's do the same thing, perched on the left leg. Oh, I'll get this on even ground. There we go. Right foot crosses over, perched just on the toes. Knees are bent. Back in that chair position and holding. Two more breaths here. Beautiful job. Press up. Uncross your legs. Looking at the seat of your chair, step back slightly. Legs are wider than hip width. Palms are resting on the seat of your chair, and I press my body back slightly onto my heels. This is a modified down dog. Again, it's a lovely lengthener for the backside of your body, but also such a good gift to your upper torso. Two more breaths here. All right. Bring your torso closer to the chair, step together, and let's march in place for a moment. All right. We are going to go into a lunge, so I am going to turn my chair to the side. My left leg is forward, but my right foot extends behind on the toes, keeping my torso upright, holding on with one hand, and the opposite hand reaches up. Breathing here. Now my left hand can sweep to the side and over. I will show you a front view of that. Starting position, out to the left, over to the right, out left. The entire torso is involved in this movement side to side, but it's also really gifting your lower body. Arm forward, sweep back and across, sweep back and across, sweep back and across. Come back to center. Now we're going to bring that right leg forward. We are going to go into a warrior position, but just to gift your hips with a little more mobility, instead of stepping straight forward, I am going to step out in a slight angle. So my left foot is not straight forward, it's pointing towards the front corner of my room. All right, warrior one, sweep that hand down and back, and forward, down and back, and forward and up. Arm out at shoulder height. We are going to the right. Sweep across. And open. Sweep across. And open. Back to a classic warrior one with balance assist. Beautiful job. Arm down. Bring your right foot forward. We're going to do that same thing on the opposite side. So the left foot is going to be forward this time. The right foot is going to step back. On the toes, let me make sure I'm on even ground. And arm is up. Now I'm going to bring my right arm out to the right and over to the left, out to the right, over to the left, one more time, out to the right, over to the left, shoulder height, back, look back, forward and cross, going back. Pay attention to the sensations around your hips, back, and across. Arm down, step together. Move those legs for just a moment. Now we step toward the left front corner of your room. Now my right foot is going to step out at whatever distance feels comfortable for you for our warrior. Instead of straight forward, we are going out towards the right corner. Holding onto the chair, or both hands can be here. Sweeping down and back. Sweeping down and back, down and back. Now, across and open, across, gifting a lot of mobility to that low back right now. Over, open, lower the hand, step together, together. Let's do a forward fold. Hands are on the front of your shins. Once again, you can be holding onto your chair for assistance. One more breath here. Beautiful job. Come up and step wider than hip width. We're going to do a pose called five-pointed star. So my hands are reaching towards the ceiling. My head is lifting. I am actively reaching with my upper body and pressing through the soles of my feet into the ground. Five-pointed star creates tension in your body. Now bring those knees into a bend. Bring your hands to heart center. Point your fingers forward as you gaze at an angle towards the floor in bear pose. And again, if you're using the chair to assist you in balance, one hand is there. Now, if arms go out to the side with thumbs up, this is called albatross. 2 breaths here, please. And sweep those hands forward once more, gazing at an angle towards the floor for bear pose. Easily done from a seated position in your chair. All right, straighten those legs. You are hinging forward from your hip. I am going to keep my left hand pointed towards the floor, gazing at the floor as my right hand reaches towards the ceiling. Turn that head and look, following your hand. Bring your gaze back to the floor. Bring that hand down. Come upright and shift yourself in relation to your chair. So your left hand can be doing the movement now. You are either holding onto your chair or both hands now are beneath your shoulders in a wide leg forward fold. Let's sweep that left arm up towards the ceiling. Your gaze is at the floor. Make sure you're breathing. And now let's rotate our gaze up. Find that left hand reaching towards the ceiling. Beautiful job. Bring your gaze down. Lower that hand. Bring yourself back upright. Hands at heart center. Rotate right. Nicely done. Bring it center. Rotate left. Bring it back to center. Extend the hands one more time. Rotate right. And center. Twice more. Right. And center. Last time. Right. And center. Lower the hands for a moment. We're also going to sweep to the left side. So arms up, rotate left, and center. What are you experiencing around your hips and into your glutes? Back to center, rotate, back to center, lower those hands. And bring those feet closer together. They're now hip width. We are going to reach up towards the sky again. Using your chair for balance assist, I'm going to shift my weight into my right leg And lift that left foot off the floor. Foot down, release your chair. Hands return to your side. Stepping slightly wider than hip width apart. 5-pointed star. Shift your weight into your left leg. Lift the right. And hold it down. Wide leg forward fold. Bring yourself upright. Let's finish our practice from a seated position. Taking advantage of the support of the chair, gifting a little bit more mobility. So let's lift that right leg on top of the left. Now your leg may bend more than mine. I have an artificial joint in my knee and my hip, but we are going to still get mobility in this right hip. So holding onto your leg, we are going to hip hinge forward. Now, coming forward, nice long line from your head down to the bottom of your spine. Very nice. Lower the leg. Left leg comes up. Holding onto that left leg once more. Tall torso. Let's hip hinge forward. Notice where you're feeling lengthening happen. And make sure you're breathing here. Holding it one more breath. Beautiful job. Wide leg forward fold from your chair. Hands are sliding down the front of your shins. Notice if you're feeling some added release on the inside of your thighs with this forward fold. One more breath here. Walking those hands up the front of your shins. Let's bring those feet back, close together. Keeping your hands on your thighs, let's close your eyes. We're going to check in with our body and just see how our body's responded to this practice. The goal was going just a little bit deeper with the benefits of each pose. So closing those eyes as you're breathing, checking in, how does your low back feel? It's so nice to gift it with some added movement, getting hydration into those tissues. Now let's move up into your mid-back. As you're breathing, notice how that's feeling. As you take another breath, moving up into those shoulders and into your neck, perhaps even moving your neck slightly side to side. Bringing your head to a stop, open your eyes, take one last deep breath in, and exhale. Namaste, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that practice. I would love to hear comments on how it felt for you. Please feel free to subscribe. My name is Mary. I will be back with you soon. Have a great day.